Monday the 25th, and it's about 3:15 in the afternoon, and camp set up. To be fair, I'm pretty happy. You know, if you want it to be anywhere, you want to be on the end of the wind, and we're on the end of the wind. So I know it's going to turn around a little bit here and there, but you know, it seems like in the bays, you know, there's lots of build up of rubbish and that, so I think it does sort of like filter in here. It's been filtering in here quite a bit, so we'll see. It'll be good anyway. Going to set up get out there now, get some marks out there, and just I think go for a bit of a long-term strategy. Create a couple of baited areas out there, probably looking from sort of 20 to 30 feet, and then sort of 35 to sort of 48 feet, I think. Maybe one a little bit closer, and go from there. Create a big baited area and just sit on it, or two baited areas and sit on it, and just work around that, and just see what happens for the next 3 days, and just go from there really. Monday the 25th September, and it's 20 to 8, and we are fishing. What a day that's been. Up at about 7:30, quick cup of coffee, made another coffee, never drunk it because I decided, right, I need to get going, as I said before. Had a good scan around, a good 3-4 hours scanning around. So it's been a long day, 12 hours, and we are fishing. Gone heavy on the 2 distance rods, put a massive wide spread of bait, a good 3-4 gallon of particles on each of those rods, followed by a good 2 to 3 kilos of boilies on each of those rods as well. Got one down in the margin here in 22 foot, because that really does look good. Got one just out there about 70-80 yard out, in about 29 foot of water, and then the next one around is in about 38 feet, and then this one over there is on 48 feet. 2 on tigers, one on a yellow snowman 24 mil, and one on a double 20. So mixing it all up, trying as much as I can. The two closer rods are on a smaller amount of bait. So here we are. We've had a lovely rolling wave coming in here all day, and it's been really nice. Thankfully we've needed it. It's been very warm, but the wind has made it comfortable. So the wind now has finally dropped off, and it is a very peaceful evening. Good morning. Tuesday the 26th of September, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and first morning on Famous Lac du Salagou, and as already knew, it's another baking hot day already. I say baking, probably going to be about mid-high 20s today, getting warmer through the week. So, wow, as quite a lot of you, well, as you all know, you know, these first few days, you can be very apprehensive, you know. Just a visiting angler. It's only my 3rd ever time on Salagou, and that was 4 years ago, you know, so I'm a real novice, but you know, and this is a different lake compared to most barrages. It really is. There's nothing quite like it. The water temperature doesn't really get that cold, although it does feel quite cold at the minute, but you know, compared to other barrages where the carp really start to notice the change in temperature and etc. and they start to migrate to deeper water, it makes them a lot more predictable and you know where to fish. But here, you really still could catch them in 4 metres of water or up to 20 metres of water. You really don't know. But one thing I do know is that most people on here that turn up, they turn up with a couple of small boats, and they're very restricted on what they can do, especially bait application, stuff like that. You know, a lot of people can't afford a big fan. They can't afford lots of bait. They've only got a couple of weeks at most to fish. So the way they're fishing, and a lot of them are good anglers for doing it, and they'll just fish to what they got. That's great, you know, it really is, you know, and it makes them better anglers than me. I'm lucky, I've got a big fan, and I've got an obscene amount of bait. You know, about 180 kilos of boilies. I've already got, well, just in the boat here alone, probably in excess of 50 gallons of bait, or 300 kilos of particle, 50 gallon of particle, or 300 kilos of particle. Just to start with, that's wet particle, and I've already got this time another 200-300 prepped in the van as well. And I've gone, I know roughly what I'm doing, you know, from the small amount of experience from last time. So I've really gone on the big baiting approach again. Stop them in their tracks, get them down, and apart from the two sort of margin rods, well, one margin rod I've just gone on a couple of handfuls of bait and particles, nothing else, and the other one I've gone a little bit heavier, you know, but then the two further rods in 38 and 48 foot of water, I've really put a lot of bait out there, probably equivalent of 20 kilos of particle, or sort of 4 or 5 gallons, and a good 3 kilos plus of boilie on each rod, and really sprayed it around, not just in a tight little area, but I've covered like a tennis court or more, and just sprayed it everywhere. I just want to stop fish, any fish in the tracks, and I'm not too worried about fishing or catching for the first couple of days. All I want to do is, if there's any carp here, stop them in the tracks, use the other small fish as attraction as well, and just get them down there and used to eating the bait, you know, build their confidence up. It's certainly a waiting game doing it, but more often than not it's worked. And I've been sat out here this morning, I've been drifting in and out of sleep, and peering out of my sleeping bag because I'm absolutely shattered, and I'll see a couple of fish just jump in a random spot in the middle of nowhere, and then all of a sudden I've seen one on my 48 foot marker jump clear of the water, right on top of my rod, I would say, as well. A good fish, good low mid 30, and I think, yeah, they're here, you know, and there's no way that he's not found the bait. So, you know, apprehension has gone out the window a little bit. Always nice to see fish in the area, even better seeing fish on your spot. It all just depends on now whether they're going to go down on it, how many fish are there, and how quick will I get a bite, and what my next move will be. And really my next move is not to move, sit on my hands for at least the next 24 hours, no more bait, just let it all sit and soak, and see what happens. Seems to be a lot of crayfish in here this year, so you know, bringing the crayfish in as well, all the food fish, just lots and lots of attraction and activity in your swim, and that's as good, if not better, than any bait. So there we go. It's good evening. Tuesday the 26th of September at 7:45 in the evening, and it's been a bit of a grieler of a day today. God, it's been hot, and barely a breath of wind as well today, which made it really tough going. So we've been baking in the sun, no real shade. Just put 3 of the rods out, So we've seen a lot of carp moving over there in the distance, at least 300 plus yards out, and I had a couple of fish move within the region of this marker out here, which is out here about 120 plus yards, 130 yards in about 47 feet of water. Put a lot of bait out on it. We put on quite a bit of bait out again tonight. This one here that's beeping away is just in a margin, new little spot down here in about 27 foot of water. Looks really nice. Finally though, the sun's gone down and got a lovely southerly wind that's blown up now. It's really freshened it up. It's going to be a lovely evening. So second night on the Salagou. Pretty busy. Lots of anglers fishing all over the lake. A little bit more confident. It's nice to see carp about here. When it gets a little bit darker, I'm going to stick one right out about 350, right out beyond my far marker to the right out in the middle there. It sort of comes back up at about 46 feet of water, comes up from sort of 55, 60, and then comes back up onto 47. Seems a good spot. Can see it no other reason why carp are jumping around that area and beyond in shallower water. Might be just that I'm not quite on the money, but there we go, we'll see. Give it a few more days and see what happens. Good morning. Wednesday the 27th of September, and we're off the mark, not even 48 hours in. Second morning, an absolute melter to one of my rods in 37 feet of water, and we've got an absolutely beautiful common here, just over 28 pounds. An absolutely beautiful fish, absolutely super duper clean. It's like, there we go, absolutely made up. Lovely. There he goes. Another cracking day. Famous Lac du Salagou with a carp under my belt. Happy days. 65-pound cat full of my boilie. Good scrap. It's, to be fair, yeah, good scrap when they fight like that in 40 plus foot of water. Had me going for a little while, and then I saw the bubble. Had a couple of late morning beers, and then it got so hot and it knocked me out a little bit. So actually had a couple of hours sleep in the bivvy. God, it was hot though. Woke up around sort of, I said sleep, dozed. Woke up around 4 o'clock, and the last sort of couple of hours we've had this lovely rolling ripple coming into, or wave coming into the into my bank, which has made things a lot more comfortable. So I haven't really done a recap since this morning, since which is, you know, for me anyway, a great result. You know, a carp, a nice carp on the second morning, not even 48 hours in. I think we're about 48 hours in now, and then followed up by an epic battle with a 65-pound catfish. Sat and watched carp moving every morning. It gets, when the sun starts getting on the water, the fish really start to move, and just all in this whole bay area, just out in front here, you know, right as far as the eye can see pretty much, but it's just all this area, you know, and then after it gets to about midday, 12:30, and then they sort of die really, and they just drift, they just stop jumping, and I don't know what happens to them after that. I did have a bit of success with gooed up baits. So there we go. So these have been soaking away for the best part of well, the year really. Super hard hookers, and they smell beautiful. I could probably do with a little bit more of a bit more liquid on them. That's spicy squid goo and squid supreme power smoke, and so that's worked really well. And anyway, here you go, like I said earlier on. So match the hatch with the leads. Got to be better than using something like that, surely, isn't it? So it's all in your head. So that was on a double spicy squid goo, 20mm bottom bait, straight out there in front, about 120 yard out I suppose, and it comes back up into a lovely hump, comes back up to about 35 feet I found now. I actually caught the carp in 38 feet, and it actually goes down into a trough to nearly 50 feet, well it does, yeah, 51 feet, and it's very bumpy in front of you here, and then it goes back up and it's a massive plateau like that, and it dips down a little bit in the middle and then it comes back up, and then there's another one there, and I found 41.5 feet out there now. The catfish come in about 48.5 foot of water, and I always knew, you know, although I heard last year or 4 years ago some German lads, they were catching in 48 foot, 16 metres. Yeah, a little bit later though, and it was a different year. So there we go. More importantly, that was over a serious amount of bait. Because I know there was a lot of carp out here, you know, yesterday morning was the same thing, there were carp jumping everywhere. I decided to put a lot more bait back out. And I just scattered little dollops of particle all around the swim, a whole area like a tennis court area. Done the same over there where I took the catfish from as well, and just sprayed maybe 2 kilos of boilies on each one, probably 4 to 5 kilos between those two main rods, and then I had another rod right out there at range, probably about, I put it out there late last night, a bit naughty, but that never had anything on it. Did have fish showing on it, and then eventually a float tuber did hook it up. So there we go, I had to bring that in. Then I've had one in the margins here in a lovely, just comes down to a beautiful soft 24-25 foot of water, literally only sort of 20 yards out there. Looks absolutely beautiful for it, and I've actually sure I saw a carp jump to the left of my swim, literally only 15 yard out this afternoon. So I've really loaded that one up this evening as well, put in a lot of particle, probably, you know, 3 gallon of particle, and there's some old boilie mixed up in there, so I'll just put that out as well, probably 100 boilie. So if anything really comes along there now, I'm not just gone for a little tiny pile of bait, just a few handfuls. I've just scattered it all over the whole swim. So if there's any carp come cruising around those margins, I'm going to stop them, and hopefully it'll just be more than 1 or 2. So let's see what happens. And I've only just done that one, as you see. It seems to go crazy. I think it's crayfish. The margins are alive with crayfish, and that's what I'm thinking. Why aren't I getting, this is where they should be. It is thick with little crayfish, all tiny ones, which all the carp can crunch up. So, that's got to get a fish there, so that's got to tighten up with me. So there we go, here we are into our second evening. It's a glorious evening, especially with this lovely light ripple coming in. It gives it a whole new dimension when you've got a bit of wind on the water. And confident for the night ahead. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't get one this evening. for about 8:30 now, and I think we're a night or so off a full moon, but it's been a lovely evening, and there's been a lovely wind coming in, as you saw earlier, and it's just starting to flatten off now. Beautiful, peaceful evening. Look at that moon. Is here full moon or not? I'll have to check on that. I don't think it is. So anyway, I should have known it looked a bit carpy. You know, with a bit of cloud cover coming over, the nice wind lapping in here, and I just was not quite confident with my hook baits. Would they last another night or not? Yeah, they have been just getting light scratches on them, but the crayfish seem to be quite small. So anyway, I made the decision to wind in these two rods here, the one that I had the carp on, and one I just placed out on its own earlier on after I wound it in from extreme range after it got picked up by a float tuber. Wound those in. And just as I've wound them in and I'm baiting them up, I'm also just, because of my baiting strategy, I'm not baiting tight, I'm really baiting over a huge area and even scatting the particles just everywhere. That carp this morning, although it was nailed in the bottom lip, it was almost outside of the bottom lip, big fat bottom rubbery lip, you know, it's never coming out, well buried, but I would have preferred it to have been in mouth a little bit. So that was the other reason, so I brought it back in. I just wanted to extend my my hook links from they're 10 inches to about 11.5. Don't sound a lot, but especially when you're fishing with bigger baits, just give them the opportunity to come down, suck them up a little bit more, especially double 20s. Not the biggest baits in the world, but yeah. So there we go. So just done that, and on the right hand marker which took the catfish this morning, I replaced it back out just with the double bottom bait, standard double bottom bait. A absolute lump jumped pretty much on top of the rod, just at the back of it, and it was a unit. It really was. It fell in the water like a struggling pig. It really did. It was something else. I thought, well, you know, I've got to do it. So lesson learned. It did look a good night for it with the wind, and you know, and I have had the odd couple of bites in the evening before, more in dusk, more in dark, but there we go. Never mind. So we haven't put anything out on that farm marker with the catfish this morning. This evening, I did bait up a bit this afternoon when I replaced the rod, and I've put a good scattering of bait over these two rods now on this mark. One's on a double spicy squid goo bottom bait, one's on a more of a standard double bottom bait, which just been glugged with a little bit of the green lip mussel liquid, and a good spread of 2 kilos plus of bait, and a good spray of maybe 2 to 3 gallon of particle again. So you know, third night I'm not backing off on the baiting up yet. Can only assume that catfish have come along and it picked up a lot. There was obviously other carp out there this morning. The obscene amount of bait that I got out there, there had to be. You know, there couldn't have been the only one. So yeah, yeah, there we go. Big, you know, big bold tactics. Let's see if it carries on going. To have a fish right on your spot like that, you know, just literally only half an hour ago, it gave me the confidence to put more bait out. But out, they will stay out there now, probably till, you know, tomorrow afternoon maybe. I'll probably leave them. There's no, you know, tomorrow afternoon it'll be fine. You know, so give them 36 hours at least, then check them then. And I probably won't put any more bait in now. That is it, unless something happens. So we'll see. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to go. Wednesday 27th, and we had a run about 10 o'clock, and we are great blessed with my second fish, and it's 29.5 pounds, beautiful, long, common, fantastic condition. Yeah, brilliant, absolutely amazing. I can't believe it. There we go. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Brilliant. There we go. Start them up again. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Getting used to this new video camera that I've got. Wow, can't quite believe it. It's an absolutely perfect night. I think it's a full moon tonight as it happens. Clouded over beautifully. Lovely little bit of ripple out there. It had to happen. Powerhouse. Beautiful. I can't believe it. 2 fish and 2 proper nights fishing. Happy days, and over a serious amount of bait still. There we go. He who dares, eh? Sometimes pays off. Mwah. Thank you, darling. So it's just not long after the common. New rod rattled off. Well, it was the rod that I had the catfish on this morning. So it's been out there since sort of like, well, most of the day. Double 20mm bottom bait again. Went off literally just into Thursday morning, 7 minutes past 12. I remember why that was, because I was chatting to Faye and off it rattled. Went out there, another really good scrap, and I thought, well, here we go, it's a catfish again. But yeah, what an absolute unit. I've done it. This is what we came here for. Yeah, I'm over the moon. The amount of bait I'm putting out there, and these fish are just absolutely can't get enough of it. Just sold this bad boy up. This is an absolute prize. 49 8 ounces of prime Salagou mirror. Can't believe it. And we're only on our 3rd day. 3rd fish, 3rd day. Brilliant. Oh dear. This is about 1:30 in the morning now. Seriously thought about sacking it up, but I wouldn't get a wink of sleep. And apart from the fact you're not meant to sack anything up, so you know it's not worth getting in trouble for. We've got a great lighting system here, big work lantern, and it works a treat. This will come out all right. There we go. Absolute unit. Fantastic. Over the moon. Absolutely over the moon. What an absolute creature it is. It's probably about 2 in the morning now, and I'm soaked to the skin, but I got to say that was well worth getting wet for. 49, like I said, £49 8 ounces, and of perfection. Yeah, that's it. I can relax now and ready. 3rd morning. So yeah, like I said, I had a catfish this morning. I can't remember what time it was. I'm sure it'll be on the footage. So it was on a yellow snowman popper, snowman, with a 24mm bottom bait for the catfish, and they do tend to pick up cats with a sight. So I put it back out there on a double 20mm mussel hook bait, hardened hook bait, pre-soaked. Yeah, and just popped it out there, and found a shallower area, and I found 38 foot there as well. So you know, I've got 2 good areas there where it seemed to be the magic depth. Yeah, there we go. So that would have been over 12 hours later. Hook baits incidentally were in great condition, and I just used the same baits again. Yeah, pretty happy with them. They'll certainly stay out there till sort of tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, but can't believe the amount of bait I've got through. I think I got through probably 20 kilos of bait already in 3 days. Quite close to, yeah, it must be around 20 kilos of bait, and probably around probably 30 plus kilos of wet particle. So we put a serious amount of bait out there really, and I wasn't really expecting to get much action for the first few days, and I'm sure it does make a difference. It really does make a difference. I'll come back for it. I've had carp jumping over my spots all evening, so I can only assume, you know, they just, you know, there must be a number of fish out there to eat that amount of bait. So yeah, it's good. So I'm not going to babble on any longer. I'm going to sign off, dry off, and see if we can get a few hours sleep. Here we go. Right, that's it. Over and out. Right. Good afternoon. It's Thursday the 28th of September, 12:30 in the afternoon. The afternoon off after the night before. Obviously that was gone 2 o'clock by the time I put that amazing £49 mirror back, and it took me quite a while to get off to sleep, as you can imagine. I was absolutely shattered today. I woke up constantly as before the sun come up, watched the water. A bit quieter out there today, not so much activity, not that I've, you know, normally it's still fish, a lot of fish moving today. There's been odd fish, and more importantly, I've definitely seen a couple of fish, you know, around or on my marks. So I'm surprised I haven't had another take, but it is a bit quieter today. Wind's a bit changeable. It's a bit cloudy. It has been really cloudy today. Got a lovely, very light wind blowing into me now as we speak. But the winds are lightish and blowing all over the place, so I don't think the wind's really going to determine really what the carp are going to do. But last night was amazing up until, you know, and after I caught that big carp. You know, it's a full moon tonight, I think, but it's such a big bright moon, but it was so covered by the cloud, and there was this lovely rolling wave coming in. Yeah, it was perfect for it. You know, if I hadn't had a bite last night, I would have been thinking, what the hell am I doing wrong? Yeah, well, I don't know what I was doing wrong. Too much bait. So it's sort of worked to a great degree. Seen lots of people moving around, and yeah, not a lot of activity, and all the time last night. Very little light activity. There was one fella over in the bay there. I'm sure he went out for a fish last night, but I can see about half a dozen anglers all the way around Mount Redon and along the same bank as Andy Little Point, and you know, just the odd light coming on and off briefly. It must have looked like a disco around here last night with my big work lamp. So this is what I use. It's a brilliant bit of kit, costs about 30 quid, and you know, that really does light up the swim perfectly. You know, you put it at an angle so it's sort of not straight to you, so you can still get good colour and definition on the fish, and it works a treat. I'm going to crack on and speak to you guys later. Good evening, Thursday the 28th of September, just gone 7 o'clock in the evening, and it's been a better day as far as wind's concerned. It was a little bit hot by about sort of 3 o'clock, but then all of a sudden we've had this lovely sort of easterly wind blowing straight into us, and it was, you know, quite lumpy at times. It was pretty good. So I had a few chores and that to do today. I went back to the van twice to get some more bait. I've run out of boilie. I'm using quite a lot of boilie, as I've said. and then come back, repositioned a few markers after yesterday. All rods are out there now in anything between about 41 feet and about 36, all on 3 different marks, straight out ahead at about 120 yard range, I suppose. Nothing too silly, maybe a bit further, not much. Margin fishing for me. It's a lovely day as we look across to Andy Little Point over there. There's a lad on there, not seeing much happening from him, not at night anyway. That's when I'd see him, certainly the last couple of nights I've been up. And then there's glorious sunset behind us as the sun lights up Mount Redden over there. So it's been an afternoon of lots of chores. Gonna get on with it tonight. Sweet and sour chicken. That's pretty much done. There's my basmati rice all done down there, sweet and sour, ready to rock. Looking after myself a little bit now after 3 days or more, 4 days really, 5 including travelling. Even had a shave, tidied my hair up, and had a bucket bath with some nice warm water. So I'm feeling a lot better again. I was feeling a bit grotty, so yeah, I feel much better now after last night as well. Bit of an hectic night, not getting to bed way after 2 o'clock in the morning. Didn't really get up until, well, I can't remember what it was, about midday. Absolutely shattered. So yeah, there we go. Not much more to report really. We'll see how the night goes. Hopefully we'll see you this evening at some point. So that's dinner done. As our big super moon comes over the mountains, over Mount Redon. Going to be a pretty evening. Alright, good evening. It's now about 11:30, Thursday the 28th of September, and I'm a bit lost for words. Yeah, just sat there, just chilling out, scrolling through Facebook like you do, thinking, you know, it's coming up to bite time now. It's, you know, I've already missed the first, you know, yeah, it was about bite time last night. And off it rattled, same rod that produced the 49-pound mirror last night, and I've not only broke my overall PB, which was from Salagou in 2019 with a 55-pound 12-ounce mirror. I've broken it again with a 56-pound 8-ounce common. I can't quite believe it, and it is immense. It's absolutely immense. So we're sat here now. It's sort of submerged in water anyway. We're on the lakeside here. Right. There we go. Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you very much for making my dreams come true. I can't believe it. like I said, I think I had a run around 10 o'clock, and I got back in at about 10 to 11. That was an epic battle. That was a you know, an all-time great scrap. It just held deep all the time I was out there. It started coming up once. I thought, oh, here we go, and then it just went back down, and it, you know, took me out 300 yards past my marker out into about 70 feet of water, and yeah, that's just where it was, around and around, and just get it up, and then it come back down again, and yeah, up it come and laid on the side, and you could instantly see how big it was. Such a deep fish, and that's caught on my ever faithful fish meal mix. So here we go, we just sat here now. He wants to go, just been sat there while I've been talking to you guys. Fucking hell, big. Let's go, let's point in the right direction and go on this beautiful full harvest moon. Bye bye, darling. Right, good morning. It's now Friday the 29th of September. It's about 7:45 now, and it's been a bit of a busy morning. Successful one as well. So about 20 past 6 this morning, had the first run to the same rod that I took the big common from last night, with a 35 pound 4 ounce mirror. So he's been in here for about an hour or so. So there you go. This is why I don't like doing it, because lively as hell. And then just sort of thinking about getting everything ready, and off went the other rod, straight out ahead, and I've got another mirror hanging over the side of the net, over the side of the boat in the net. Right, you're going to settle down. Okay, let me hold you up. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Yeah, lovely. What a beautiful fish. There we go. Just I'm looking at the viewfinder on the video recorder, and hopefully a little bit of a scar in that side. Beautiful. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Mwah. Off you go. He's not going to hang about. That's an impressive fish, that. Let's get the next one out. See what this one's going to be like. Haven't weighed this one yet. There we go. It's 28 3/4 pound, double 20 mil, mussel and plum. Good scrap, this one. I did have it on the, I put my head cam on, but it's such a bloody palaver turning it on and pressing record. I obviously didn't, which is a real shame. Because it would have made some great footage. Beautiful. Go the other side. Got the marks the other side. That's still a lovely looking fish. Lovely. That'll do. He's just about to see me. Lovely. Mwah. Off you go, darling. Yeah. Strong as you like. So yeah, there we go. In a bit of a dilemma now. Bite time's probably over really now, but it's a lovely wind coming across at the minute. It just breaks up the water, the moon's down, hell of a bright sun coming up. There's still a chance of a bite or two yet. I'll probably put that rod back out there again on a fresh bait, and then that can probably just stay out there then until I get a bite on it. Noticing now also hook baits are coming back just quite a bit of scraping, so there you go. So the whole building up the swim thing over a period of time is starting to really come together. Finally the crayfish are moved in now, you know, and they're not a nuisance. They're too small, and the hook baits are pretty hard, and they'd still be, if they were whittling them really down a lot, I'd just go to 24s, and you know, I'd probably still be fishing with over 20 millers by the morning, so it's not really a big issue. But yeah, just bringing everything to the party, creating this this good baited area. You know, I've got 2 good spots now, yeah, it's just a case of just keep building on that now. Thursday, 4 nights, and I think 7 fish, something like that, 6 or 7 fish. So you know, what result? You know, a 50, a 40, a 30, and then a bunch of 20s as well. So just a dream start on any public lake. Anyway, there's no point in me going on and on and on. Been gassing now for 10 minutes. That'll take an hour to reduce that down into less than a minute, so don't bore everybody. Come on! Excuse me, it's heavy. Okay, so I'm on my own. I just wanted to just check the footage. It was no stress to the fish, just to slide them into the sling. So now I can safely let him go. So one more lift. I don't know if I said, just an ounce, so over 55 pounds. Absolutely blown away. I'll tell you something, I'm not a massively emotional person, but I nearly cried. Thank you very much, darling. Just keeps on going. It's just relentless. Friday the 30th. Had this take at 10 o'clock at night, just on the Famous Lac again. Works every time, and off it went. 36 and a bit. A little bit empty, but it's a bruiser of a fish. Look at that. Lovely. Yeah. Excellent. Double 24 mil, standard mussel and plum. Yeah. Look at that. And so rebaited all the rods. About 7 o'clock once the wind dropped down a bit. Must put 5-6 kilo of bait out there, boilie, and 3 gallon of particle, and I put 3 rods all in a line about 15 yard apart, and that's just a long continuous line of bait, and the rods are knocking. I'm waiting for that one to go in any second, so I need to get this one back and see if I can get the rod back out there as well. Absolutely crazy. I think this is fish number 8 or 9, so yeah, things are going well. What a beautiful fish again, and the runs are absolutely phenomenal. Beautiful fish. Haven't really looked at it yet. Absolutely great condition. One last little au revoir, Monsieur Mrs. Carp, that is rather. Okay. Oh, he's gone. That wasn't the most graceful of returns, but he's already gone. Slight correction, I think I was saying it was Friday the 30th, it was Friday the 29th. So now it is actually Saturday the 30th, and it's about 12:30, so very predictable the timings, from around 10 o'clock to sort of a 12:30. Still chance of more tonight. And yeah, we've had one to the solo rod out to the left, to the right, which produced the common. No, it didn't. No, it produced the mirror earlier on today, and the 49 the other day. So it's a good rod. It's quite a small area. Like I said, I did look about putting 2 rods on that and 2 rods straight out in front, but it just wasn't doable out there. It's a little bit more up and down. So this one here is 32 pounds on the nose. So here we go, 32 pounds. Double mussel and plum again, double 20s this time. Only getting used to this camera as well, this video camera. Hopefully I'm getting a little bit closer, and I think I've been a long way off. So it's a great camera. It's great for playing back and viewing what you've done. I think the clarity is a lot better as well, and I've got a microphone on this one, so hopefully no more noise issues. There we go. A little bit looking away. Lovely. There you go. These fish all go off like scolded cats. The clutches aren't tight, but they're not loose. And every single one is taking 100 yards off me. Time I get out there, it's 100, 150 yards past the bloody marker. The sport is absolutely second to none. It really is. Absolutely great sport. I am living the dream. I really am. Beautiful fish. No release shot for this one. I'm going to get this straight back. It's about quarter to 1 in the morning now. I'm absolutely shattered. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. You know, if I get another fish later on, you know, and then there's a chance for, you know, the morning bite from anything from about 6 to 9 in the morning. Too hot to sleep in the day at the minute. 32 degrees tomorrow. Right, let's get this one back and we'll catch up with you later. Right, it's now 6:15 in the morning, Saturday the 30th of September, and looks like the battery's run out on my external mic again, or I forgot to turn it on. But here we've got a beautiful pristine £33 4-ounce mirror. Incidentally, also had another comment about 2 hours before that of £20 plus. Just a bit tired now, so just guesstimated the weight and released it while I was out in the boat still, so I could replace the bait without going to the bank. Good morning. It's Saturday the 30th. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning now, something like that. Had this take at about 9:30 this morning. It's the smallest of the trip by far. The average size of the carp was absolutely getting ridiculous. So this little one is going to bring everything back down to earth a little bit. So we got a lovely cricket back common here of £18. Pretty fish, thought well. So there we go. That just concludes that. Seems to be average 2 fish for the morning session. Well, it hasn't been 2. I think we've had 4 so far on Saturday. I'm not sure. Is that right? Don't know. Maybe 2 last night. I don't know. I really don't know whether I'm coming or going. Yeah. So anyway, let's hold this one up and get it back. So there we go. There we go. That's enough, just for my own records, because I have forgot to write everything down, so now I need to go through the camera to see exactly what I've caught. I haven't got a clue. We'll get back to you on that. There you go. This, and incidentally, since I put the rods out last night, I've had a take on all 4 rods individually. Took them back out there, rebaited them, but nothing since. Although I think I might have got a bream or something hang on the end of the far right hand rod. There we go. Thank you, little girl, little boy rather, probably. They do exist below late upper 20s in here. Okay, Saturday the 30th, about 11:30. Friend Roberto, the Portuguese slate tuber, just come and had a cup of coffee with me. Brilliant, very interesting day. Saturday, lots of float tubers out with their anglers, but so far everything is all good. All rods replaced. I had something keeping me awake for the last few hours, and that rod chose to be a £0.5 pound bream that foul hooked himself. So that rod's been out of action since this morning, but since then put the rods back out, and I've already seen a carp jump within about 30 yards of my area, so yeah, it's looking good. Looking good. It's been a tough 48 hours, tough in a good way. There he is. There's Roberto off to do some more fishing. So good evening. A little bit earlier than normal, about 9 o'clock. Far left hand rod rattled off. Saturday the 30th of September, and a real great scrap out there. Got it held deep, really did. Thought I had a lot bigger fish, but another common, all the same, on the old double 24mm mussel and plum again, and a beautiful, really fat, plump common carp in great condition. So yeah, hold it up and show you guys. I think we're all good to go. So I'm going to press play on the old thing at the same time. Let's get my head torch off so I'm a complete idiot. Let's have a look, see what she looks like. There we go. There we go. Lovely. £31, just 31. Lovely. There we go. Good start to the night. Fantastic. Good morning. Sunday the 1st of October, about 12:30, 12:40 now, and didn't take me long to get one for October, did it? Literally about 12:05, and off went the next rod along from the one I had from that comp, that £31 common earlier, and I got a lovely mirror this time. I haven't weighed it yet, but it's a bit of a chunk. It's definitely, I think it's up at 30, but we're just about to weigh it live. See how we get, let's see what it is. 35.12. Lovely mid-30. Beautiful fish. Cracking fish. I haven't looked at it yet. It's a proper chunk, this one. Again, so clean. Only marking its mouth mining. Like fresh out the mint. They really are. Something else. Beautiful. Full of water in the sling. There we go. There we go, look at that. Absolute chunk. Nice to get another mirror again, that's for sure. Beautiful. Look at that. 20mm mussel and plum this time. And when I went out after I caught that last £31 common, before I went out to the left hand spot, I just took another couple of kilo out there and sprayed it all the way along the rest of the rods in that area, because I hadn't been baited up really all day, just to top it up a bit. And I know I've had fish on in the swim, I've seen them, so just a bit of a freshen up. So you know, this hasn't taken long to find the hook bait from that lot. The wind's totally dropped off now, like a mirror out there. It was very quiet. There you go, 35.12, and this is absolutely pristine. Beautiful. Bye bye. Off he goes. Nice and easy. No messing. So it looks like I've forgot to turn on my external mic again, hence no sound on this one. So just a little voiceover. This was literally just an hour or so after that lovely mirror, £35, 12 ounces, and off went one of the other rods, and this one's £35, 8 ounces. Still on a 20mm mussel and plum, and yeah, it's just an amazing night out there. Totally flat, calm, beautiful, nearly full moon still. Just going out there and fighting these amazing creatures out on the lake at that time of night with the moon, you know, it's just priceless. So yeah, another pristine mid-30 mirror in the middle of the night. Good morning. Sunday, October the 1st. It's about 7:30. Just as the sun is starting to creep up over Mount Redon over there towards the dam. Going to be another amazing day, and it's been a phenomenal night. I think we've had 4 carp over the night. Don't know about the last one just yet. I think I've had 3 or 4 30s on the trot since last night, I can't remember. And then I've had another take in the last hour, and it's another big fish. So just thought to touch base and just get a video camera out as the sun comes up, and yeah, let you know all about it. So yeah, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. What a night, you know. It's just seems to be getting better. So we'll catch up with you in a little bit, get the camera equipment set up, and get this carp out and show you guys. So we'll be back in a little while. And Sunday, October the 1st, it's now about just gone 8 o'clock, and I've had another good one. Can't quite believe it. I'm going to get this one up and show you a new PB, £57 4 ounces. Don't believe it. It's an absolute monster. It really is. What a unit. Oh, great. Ah, there we go. That's it there anyway. There we go. 57.4. Can't believe it. There the other side. Right. Thank you. Mwah. Come on. Another zoo creature. Oh man, mental. Absolutely mental. Good morning. It's still Sunday the 1st of October. It's now about 11 o'clock. I went in to land a nod, and this one's decided to rattle off. 38 1/4. There you go. Difficult to see with your sunglasses on. There you go. Brilliant. Yeah. Look at the mouth on that one. He's seeing a bit of action, got a couple of marks in his mouth, one barbel's half missing, got a bit of a lump on his side. Looks like he's been shot with a shotgun on his dorsal fin, stunted tail, but he still fights like an absolute demon. expect to catch carp like this in weather like this. And they want, you know, big winds and, you know, angry winds and dark skies and coloured water, you know, big waves crashing into your bank. Then you know you're going to catch. Flat calm, 30 degrees, no cloud, and it's boiling hot. Water's gin clear, and they're having it. Wow. As you can see, I'm having rather a good time. Oh man, absolute dream fishing. Dream fishing. I think this will take some beating. It really, really will now. Hat trick of 50s. Not only a hat trick of 50s, but a hat trick of 25 kilo plus carp. Wake me up. Right. Get the rod back out there then, shall I? I'm awake now. Another cup of tea. Might have something to eat. It's going to be too hot to sleep now. Flies buzzing everywhere. Oh wow! Just got to keep on keeping on, ain't you? When it's like this, you know, you don't get many. You don't get many chances like this. You've got to get them rods back out. So we've got some of the fine Salagou grit. More chores. I've had 2 hours sleep this morning. That's probably going to be my lot. So a few chores to do, as I said, and I just got through the last of my camouflage leads. This is a bit of a top tip that a lot of you could probably use. You think you got shy fish, a bit pressured, yeah, I think it's all up here, you know, and you've got your coated leads anyway, and you've got a lot of sand coloured ones which are great for most of my barrage fishing. Absolutely perfect. I've blended these for barrage fishing. I got a whole load of leads off of a fella from Public Lakes a little while ago, and they were totally the wrong colour for my type of fishing. They'd have probably suited more gravel pit fishing. They were a bit more green and browns and stuff like that, but even then for that I would have probably doctored them. So there's nothing to match that here. That's going to stick out like a sore thumb. Even that it's just such a ready colour. So because they got a good lead coating on them already, if you melt the plastic with the Coleman, good old Coleman, get it all nice and sticky, and then just dip it in the grit, and it sticks literally like shit to a blanket. Works really, really well. So just going to sit that on there. Can't be bothered to hold it. So yeah, so I'm going to sit here and do another half a dozen or so of these. I've got hemp boiling at the minute. I put some hemp on soak about 3 days ago, just left it in the sun, and it's started to split already, but it just hasn't got that same nutty smell, and it hasn't quite opened up enough until you've you know, boiled it, you know. And so I've added a load more chilli with it, and then after I've done that, then I'll add some salt, and it goes nice and black. Those little snails. So yeah, just doing that, running a bit short on the old hemp. Everything else, big white buckets that I've got down there, I've got enough easily for another week. And then I will probably go back in the next couple of days and take those big white buckets back to the van, reverse back up to the slipway, and I've got a load more dry particles, and I can do a pre-soak and then just leave them in the van for a few days, 2 or 3, 4 days, doesn't really matter how long, and then maybe just before I think about leaving here, or if I need them for here, then I can just boil them up. As soon as they're boiled, they can be used. Oh, and I forgot about that one. That is sticky all over, that is. It's on fire. Oops, too much talking. That'll be alright, that worked really, really well. Yeah, cool. Right. Let's get that. Look at that. I melted that one so badly, it's even changed the shape of it. Look. Didn't mean to do it quite that bad, but that'll be good enough. I'll go and drop that one in the water. Yeah, so look at that one. That's an 8.5 ounce lead. You know, that's really disfigured it. The plastic was dripping off of it. It went a bit too crazy on that one while I was talking to you. But you stick that in the water. If you dropped it in there, you'd struggle to find it. Getting hot again already. Nearly melted the lead on that one. So there you go. That's one of the little jobs to do today. And then we should do some rig tying as well. Bit short on the old rigs. I shall probably change some leaders actually. That actually, funny enough, a little bit bit lucky. I bought that fourth rod in that hadn't had a take. It had a fray on the lead core shock leader, and I just went boom like that, and it parted like £2 line. So yeah, you know, luck really is on my side. I don't even get a take on faulty tackle at the minute to lose it. You know, that's how good, when your luck's in, it really is in, isn't it? So yeah, so change that one. I have been checking over them. Always check the hook links and the hooks and that, and just generally check. But there's no snags here. It's, you know, it's a little bit of an egg box when you get closer in, and that's why I go out in the boat. Apart from the fact half of them just go past your marker. I don't even put my markers that close to the baited area, about 15, 20 yard off. But by the time you get to them on the rod, they're already 50, 60 yards past, and they're still powering away when you when you go out in the boat. So yeah, you know, but anyway, yeah, I need to check those a little bit. I've had, you know, there's a lot of action on those. You know, if it was really obvious, look at that, perfect, then I'll change it. Same with my hooks. I love the Solar 101s, absolutely amazing hook. I don't mind the Solar long shanks either. If I'm using two big 24, 28 millers, those long shanks are amazing. But those 101s are phenomenal look, and some of those hooks now have had 5, you know, 3 or 4, 6, 5 fish on them. I don't know, and they're still razor sharp. You certainly wouldn't want to rest your finger just there on the softer part of your thing and drop that 8 ounce lead on it. That would go in past the barb. So no problem. What, you know, they're great hooks. I don't sharpen them because they go rusty. So I just use them until they are blunt and then throw them away. Right. On that note, I'm going to crack on, and then I'll get back with some more top tips maybe later. There we go. That's one of the jobs done for the day. 10 of the best there. Look at that, absolutely amazing. And then you got that. That's what you're fishing on. You could use that or that. What would you do? Good afternoon. Still Sunday the 1st of October, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was getting unbearably hot, but all of a sudden we've got this lovely southeasterly wind blowing in now, and it just makes the whole place just a lot better. All of a sudden you think, I'm going to get a carp, you know. So anyway, lots of chores done. Clean the boat and boiled my particles, done my leads, prepped some more hook baits, and just a bit of a tidy up as well, and organisation. I repaired my net from Jack the French Ripper, the French Jack the Ripper, a mid 30 common last night. Decided he was going to try and swim through my net, and he nearly made it, and put a put a 5-inch hole in it, so that was a bit lucky. So I just had to cable tie it up with little mini cable ties at the minute. It's sort of in the side of the mesh, so it's not really a big deal. You know, if it was in the bottom, then it could potentially damage the fish. So it'll do. You know, I need 2 nets, so it'll get me out of trouble for this trip, and then I'll dispose of it and get a new one for next time. And it's been a sleepless night. It's been a test of endurance, and and then after that, a bit out of time common this morning at about sort of 10:30, just when I was really in the land of nod. Otherwise I think I'd have got a few more hours sleep in, but it's just enough just to keep ticking over, so finally it's 3 o'clock. All I've lived on is coffee and fags today, which really isn't very good. If it wasn't for that beautiful steak meal that I cooked myself last night, then I'd be in a lot worse place than what I am now. So I've just got myself a lovely little cold board here. Got some meat, some pickled beetroot and cheese and crackers and Philadelphia, washed down with a can of Stella, just to keep me going, because I'm just like, my guts are trying to eat me insides up, I think. So yeah, I'm going to eat that and just enjoy the rest of the afternoon, and just wash out on the water and just enjoy another fantastic day. Sunday the 1st of October, just coming up for 8 o'clock. It's the most beautiful part of the day now. But it's been a pretty lovely afternoon. There's been that lovely wind blowing in here, sort of a bit of a southeasterly. So it's made it a bit easier today, and I managed to get on with a few chores today, not totally drained by the heat. So we'll sit down, get a few special rigs made. There we go. Just felt like making them a bit longer, so I'm really spreading out on a big distance. I'm not fishing any tight patches of bait as such at all. So these are about 11.5 inches long, these hook lengths. Sailor 101s, I am getting a bit short on them. And then this is a Corda Continental, bit of a thicker type of gauge metal, but I've used them before, good hooks, right when you're using big heavy baits. And then either Corda semi-stiff in £30, or their heavy duty tungsten braid, which I really like. It's good stuff. And then I use egg sinkers just to counteract the weight of the hook and put a little bit more emphasis on the eye of the hook as he moves away before he pricks himself. Yeah, I have good hook holds generally speaking. So yeah, there you go. So 5 lovely new rigs there tied up. Always love using the old liner, the old Jim Gibbonson liner from the 90s, and just a ring, blowback ring style liner. Can't see any reason to use much else really. The only other hooks I use are Corda Curves in size 4 or 2s. The 2s are a hell of a hook. But they're a very finer, lighter gauge hook, okay for open water fishing. They'd be alright here, and I tend to use them for snowman rigs. They just seem to hook really well on a balanced bait, a lot more. But yeah, all sort of like big heavy duty tactics here. Don't want to let anything go. So yeah, that's me for the night. Well, I still haven't eaten yet. So yeah, have this cup of tea I've just made, and just sit and watch the water. It's been a bit quiet this afternoon, but I did see a good carp stick his head out, just sort of out there, about 3/4 of an hour ago. There's some odd little slicks about, and I haven't baited up since sort of like early afternoon. So any slicks out there now are what fish are crunching up the bait and releasing any oils. So yeah, I'm waiting for a run any minute really. So yeah, fingers crossed. Feel a bit renewed, don't know why, because I haven't had much sleep. So let's do it all again tonight, see if we can keep putting the rods back out. That's if we get anything. Maybe I've been a bit presumptuous, but there we go. So that's it, going to enjoy the rest of the evening and catch up with you guys later. Good evening, it's still Sunday the 1st of October and pretty much bang on cue. About 20 past, 9:30, another run to the main net baited area in the shape of this lovely 34-pound mirror, proper chunky little bugger. When I was playing it, it only looked about sort of low 20, but it's a proper little breeze block. Fought like an absolute bloody demon. I just didn't think it was going to happen. I saw a couple of fish over the spots earlier, so I don't know, you just sort of like think, how long can this good run continue? But here we are, we're still catching them exactly the same time. It's I can't believe how predictable it's getting. I'm sure it'll change. Just got to keep riding on this wave as long as we can. Right, this one's going to be difficult. Wow. There we go. Right, so my camera behaves. Lovely. Cut the other side. Oh, look at this proper little piggy. There we go. Lovely. That's it. That'll do. So there you go, 34 pound, and what a solid little lump it is. Great way to start the night. A little bit dark, but there we go. So yeah, it's about 20 to 10 now. We'll get it back out there one more time. And then that will be it. I'm so tired, that's the trouble, you know. Literally had about 4 hours kip the last few nights, so yeah, there we go. Anyway, onwards. Literally just took the rod up from that last mirror and off went the other rod. Couldn't believe it. Literally just put a new leader and a new hook link on, and that was it, and off went the other rod. Absolutely scorching run. Took me 150 yards past my marker before I even caught up anywhere near with it, and now we proceeded to battle, and it's another, you know, with a, you know, another, you know, cracking fish. Bloody nearly, you know, it's identical stock obviously from the last one. This one's just 12 ounces bigger, 34.12, so it's a bit like last night when I had that brace of mirrors of 35 pound. So yeah, same sort of fish. So yeah, cracking fish, beautiful proportion. These fish in a couple of years time are going to be all over 40 pound. This place is going to be rocking, really is going to produce some seriously good fish in the next 5 years again. Crazy, brilliant. So here we go, here it is, little power pack mirror. Lovely, lovely fish. There we go. The other side. There we go. Lovely. Mwah. Thank you, darling. Right, let's get it back. Get the rods back out again. Okay, good morning. It's now Monday the 2nd of October. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. A bit of a problem with my recording yet again. But after the last two, the brace of 34 pound mirrors last night, I had another take at about 12:45, which was another mirror of 38 pounds 4 ounces, and never got any footage of that at all, unfortunately. And then at 2:30 I had a big drop back and wound into it, and nothing was there, possibly a catfish. At about 4 o'clock, same thing happened to the right hand rod going out to the main mark in the middle there. vicious drop back again, wound into it, and then hooked into.